This is a fine cup of tea sourced from Sri Lanka's top-ranked plantations. And now, we are just about to take a walk to the misty meadows to relive the story of how Elpitiya Plantations became Sri Lanka's #1 plantation company. It was the last decade of the 20th century when the country was covered by a veil of darkness and uncertainty. Elpitiya, as most in the industry, was struggling to overcome the debt burden and retain their team. Finally, a rainbow shone over the Elpitiya Plantations in 1997 when a brave investor took over the plantation, redefining its fate and bringing in new opportunities. Since then, Elpitiya Plantations has had brighter days and an ever-smiling team who worked tirelessly to uplift the standards of the company. Plantations industry is one of the hardest industries to deal with around the globe, as it is ruled by the natural forces of rain and sun. The unpredictable nature of these forces make it even harder for plantations to succeed. In 1997, Elpitiya Plantations, the worthless as they called, it was taken over by stronger hands as they saw potential and a shade of silver lining which many ignored. Elpitiya has climbed the ladder to become the #1 plantation in Sri Lanka, presenting a wide portfolio of plantations, including tea, rubber, and palm oil, and diversifying to other industries like renewable energy and sustainable tourism, commercial forestry, and many more. Tea, the most supreme blessing God has given Sri Lanka, is the hardest of all, as all plantations of tea has to conform to the legendary brand of Ceylon tea. The tea industry is no more about just making tea, but producing the best tea in the world. Elpitiya Plantations produce the most exquisite, high-quality premium teas in Sri Lanka, in its tea gardens both in upcountry and low-country. The Pundulu Oya district plantation is known as a golden valley for tea in the island for its distinguished taste. Not only catering to the local market, Elpitiya Plantations are now taking Ceylon tea to the world in a value-added form under the brand Harrow Ceylon Choice. Being the ladder in the tea plantations industry of Sri Lanka, Elpitiya Plantations is born with the national responsibility of producing the best tea in the world, maintaining the global branding and encouraging all tea producers to do better to meet international benchmarks. As you climb down these beautiful tea bushes in the heart of this scenic beauty towards the ground to Elpitiya's very own rubber plantations, you will see that tea is just one big chapter in the very long list of products Elpitiya proudly holds. In 1998, Elpitiya diversified themselves to palm oil industry, which was a risky investment considering the state of the plantation at the time. But faith was stronger for Elpitiya, which the investment was clearly a disaster when the only option was to shut down, as many said. Elpitiya had faith and held on to it stronger and closer. Aitken Spence management strongly believed in Team Elpitiya and waited for a spark. Finally, next season palm oil started dusting off and standed up making profits one after the other, glittering everyone with hope and new beginnings. In an industry where traditional norms played the biggest role, Elpitiya decided to take a twist to make a change. The company has invested in new technology to improve quality and efficiency in their production. Moreover, the innovative ideas go further into producing green energy through hydropower and solar power. As a result, in 2012, Elpitiya was honored with the National Plantation Award for generating hydropower, and they were also able to build the first ever solar roof system in the RFC sector. Contribution towards the green energy concept to substitute fossil energy is an ongoing concept Elpitiya follows. Company is focused on teamwork, where the entire group is considered as one big family, over 150,000 people.
I have worked for Elpitiya Plantations for last 20 years in this low country region, and initially we had some problems, but ultimately we managed to overcome all these problems and come up with very good profits. And today we have done a lot of CSR activities for our workers' welfare as well as staff welfare, and we have got a very good team of plantation executives and happy workforce, and also very contented staff members.
Our achievement of success is mainly because of our strong workforce. The real legends of our achievement is our workforce, and I think without their 100% backing the company policies, we wouldn't have achieved this.
Due to the diligent planning and guidance of Dr. Rohan Fernando, the Elpitiya Plantations was brought to the prestigious position of #1 in Sri Lanka amongst 22 regional plantation companies in the year 2014 and 15.
We were able to get into other areas of diversification. We had a Chinese joint venture project with a large Chinese company in China, in Kunming, to manufacture tea, specialty tea for them in Sri Lanka. And this was a very successful operation where we made a lot of profits. Subsequently, our diversification into forestry paid well for us. Then we diversified most of the the bad areas in the upcountry, the bad tea areas in the upcountry, into this Chinese project, which were making losses. Subsequently, we turned this into profitable land. Oil palm cultivation in the low country also brought about a joint venture mill to process the oil palm that we were cultivating. So that gave rise to a AEN oil palm mill that was between Aglavatta, Amanukula and Elpitiya.
Now we are one of the companies that diversified from our main businesses without sticking into tea, rubber and coconut. We went into various agricultural as well as non-agricultural aspects in this long journey. So that is one of the main reasons why we are holding in this position among the other RPCs who are in big names and who are large extents than us. We diversified into palm oil, commercial forestry, hydropower, specialty tea, agarwood cultivation, adventure parks, in future lot of other things to come.
I feel that the next few years will be very different to what we have done in the past, and we will climb new heights. We will follow new frontiers, and I have no doubt that the next few years we will see greater benefits and greater glory for this company. And I have only to thank our staff, our employees, our workers, those in the head office, and of course all our key stakeholders covering our buyers, our brokers, those in the government ministries, our joint venture partners, very importantly our joint venture partners, our shareholders, and also the financial institutions that have stood by us throughout these years. We owe a debt of gratitude to every one of them, and because without them we won't be what we are today.
For many, it has been providing a home for generations. Elpitiya Care, the initiative taken by the company to look after its employees and their families' well-being not only when they are involved in this project, but also when they retire after completing age. The company has undertaken a housing project and also an elderly care project aimed to look after their employees who are retired, completing age as the major projects under this initiative. This is probably the reason why you will never meet a sad person inside this inspiring project. Elpitiya has proven that impossible is just a word for those who strive for excellence. Being the top in the Sri Lankan plantation industry, Elpitiya humbly holds the highest scored profit per hectare in the country. Ethical Tea Plantation Award, Rainforest Alliance certification, Forest Stewardship Council recognition, and ISO 22000.2005 HACCP are a few of the many appreciations Elpitiya holds proudly. From rock bottom to the top, Elpitiya has surely had a rough climb over the past 20 years. And today, standing on the topmost point, Elpitiya is looking further to conquer new horizons with exciting new plans and a new vision to redefine the future.